Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on this show. I'm here to talk about my second ranked matchup today, third game overall. We're here to talk about the number 12 Miami Hurricanes beating the number 22 Pitt Panthers. 38-7 reaction. Absolutely dominant win by Miami to improve to 10-2 on the season, making their playoff case to the committee, a 10-2 record. I think they're going to be in the ACC Championship. They're the only team out of the ACC that I think should make the playoffs. Because it's clear they're by far the best team out of the ACC. I mean, it's not even close to me. I mean, in the regular season, 10-2. So, they dominate to keep the ACC title game and college football playoff hopes alive. And their win really kind of shakes up the playoff race, to be honest. I think this team should be a playoff team. I mean, 4-0 versus ranked opponents. I know they have 2 losses, but people act like these are the worst losses ever. I mean, SMU is a good team. Louisville is a good team. Is Louisville great? No. But I think their record is good. 8-4. SMU's good. People act like these are the worst losses ever. The thing is, they now have 4 wins versus top 25 versus ranked opponents, including Notre Dame. That's got to mean something. Look, I know Notre Dame has really improved throughout this season. I don't know, I just think Miami, they're the only team out of the ACC that should make it. They've beat Pitt, a ranked opponent. Obviously, they beat Notre Dame. SMU, that's technically a ranked opponent. So, I guess they're 3-1 maybe? They've beat Notre Dame. At the time, South Florida was a ranked opponent. SMU lost in overtime. They beat Pitt. But they were 4-0 versus ranked opponents. Technically. So this is... I think they should be a playoff team. At least in my opinion. But let's just talk about the game though now. Miami wins 38-7. Just absolutely dominated. Let's talk about the Miami freshman, Malachi Toney. What a game Mr. Malachi Toney had. Freshman receiver from Miami today. 19 total touches, 165 total yards, 2 touchdowns. What a year for the freshman. Malachi Toney's had a phenomenal season. Today he had 13 catches, 126 yards, and a touchdown. He was just absolutely unstoppable in this ball game. Pitt just had no answer. Malachi Toney's been one of the best freshmen probably in college football this year. The guy's been absolutely phenomenal. He also had 5 runs for 30 yards on 6.0 yards per carry. And then he had he threw 2 passes, he completed 1. 9 yards for a touchdown. Like, he's going to be a superstar, man. And he breaks the Miami record for most receiving yards for something. But in his last 3 games, 30 receptions, 108 yards per game, 4 tutties. He did everything in this ball game. Malachi Toney, he's going to be a superstar, man. I can just see him being a future superstar in the NFL. I really do. But yeah, he was dominant in this ball game. Carson Beck had a pretty good game, I thought. 23 of 29, 267, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 6-7. So, great game from Carson Beck. He's had his stinker games this year. He's had a few terrible games where he threw some interceptions, but he had a phenomenal ball game today. This Miami offense, they're really good when they're clicking and when they're on their game. Against Louisville and SMU, they just weren't on their game. But I mean, they still only have 2 losses, so they should be in the playoffs. Sure, those 2 losses they had weren't great, but they're not terrible losses like other teams have. Pringle Jr., 10 runs, 82 yards, 8.2 a carry. Fletcher Jr., 10 runs, 30 yards, and a touchdown. Bauman, 3 catches, 58 yards. C.J. Daniels had 2 catches for 40 yards and a tutty. Charmar Brown, 1 catch, 9 yards and a touchdown. And Lofton, 1 catch, 9 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, Reuben Bain Jr., 1.5 sacks from Reuben Bain Jr. Great game from Reuben Bain. He's going to be one of the top picks in this 2026 NFL draft. Like, he's such a good defensive end prospect. Like, he's one of the most explosive edge rushers in college football this year. It's going to be it's going to be really a pick with whoever picks him. One of my favorite prospects, really outside of, I mean, I'd probably have to look at the prospects more in depth, but he's probably one of my favorites with Caleb Downs for this upcoming draft. He also had 1.5 sacks from Moton, 1 sack from Fitzgerald and an interception. And Davis 1 of 1 on field goals. And Miami improves to 10-2 on the season. They had 3 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second quarter, 14 in the third quarter, and 7 in the fourth quarter. Pitt, they're just not good enough, man. Hunt, Shale, however the fuck you say his name, 22 of 32, 199, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. You know, I think he's a good quarterback. I feel like he done pretty good for a... I think he's a true freshman, if I'm not mistaken. He really done as good as he could this year when they, put him in the starting quarterback role. Today, it was a tough game for him. It wasn't terrible or good. It just, meh. But they also couldn't run the ball. Turner, 10 runs, 37 yards. Goff, 3 runs, 14 yards. Hunt Shell also got sacked a lot. Williams Jr., 2 catches, 66 yards. Hicks, 2 catches, 44 yards. Lee, 2 catches, 32 yards. Holmes, 3 catches, 14 yards and a touchdown. Turner, 6 catches, 11 yards. Overman, 1 catch, 10 yards. And then Goff and Cook with 9 yards each on 1 catch. Defensively, 1 sack from Neal, 1 sack from Battle. Got an interception by Brookins, 2 sacks and an interception. But Butkowski 0 for 1 on field goals. And Pitt drops to 8-4 in their regular season. No ACC title game for you. 0 in the first quarter, 7 in the second quarter, 0 in the third quarter, and 0 in the fourth quarter. Let's go over the team stats, and I'll give my final thoughts and wrap it up. Yeah, let's go over the team stats here to end it, or almost end this video. Miami, phenomenal on both sides of the ball today. 416 total yards, 276 passing, 140 rushing, just did whatever they wanted. 5.9 yards of play, 28 first downs, 4 of 7 on third down, 0 for 0 on fourth down, 71 total plays, 2 sacks, 2 punts, 5 penalties, no fumbles, 1 interception, 35 minutes of time of possession. For Pitt, 229 total, 199 passing, 30 rushing yards, 4.2 yards of play, 11 first downs, 4 of 13 on third down, 1 of 2 on fourth down, 54 total plays, got sacked 4 times, 6 punts, and 9 penalties. For 88 yards, no fumbles, 1 reception, with 24 minutes of time of possession. Dominant game for Miami, man. The problem is now, in order to properly fix the rankings, they've got to drop Notre Dame to like 12th. They should be ranked below Miami, just to me. Just my opinion, because they've beat them head to head. I mean, it's got to matter. Miami should make the playoffs. And you're like, oh, you can't make a statement after 2 unranked losses. Well, they just beat a ranked team by 31 points. And maybe Notre Dame, if maybe you shouldn't be in the playoffs when your claim to fame is losing to Miami. That's literally their best thing this year that I've heard is, oh, they lost to Miami. Who's their other best win? USC? Like, and SMU's actually ranked, though. So, SMU technically is ranked. So that's not a bad loss, really. And actually, a Mario Cristobal-led team in 2025 actually showed up late in the season and handled business for once, unlike last year where they didn't handle their business. Pitt sucks. Well, I shouldn't say suck, but they're not great. I mean, Notre Dame also blew out Pitt, but the thing is, my main thing is Miami beat Notre Dame. If we're not going to value those games, then why play the games? And you can say, oh, SMU and Louisville don't go away. Well, SMU's ranked isn't really that bad loss. So, that's my opinion. But yeah, Miami wins 38-7. That's all I gotta say. So, leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Peace, and I'll be back here a little bit to recap my final game of the day with Vandy and Tennessee. That ranked matchup, and then I'll be here with Survivor Series for wrestling. The Warriors game tonight, then my last video for the night, I'll do a NFL news like I do pretty much feels like every day at this point, but for the Saturday night injury update. So, yeah, that's all to say. Peace.